All right, so have you ever heard of a scandal? Like a really big one involving like hundreds of explicit videos.
Oh, wow.
But wait, it gets crazier.
Okay.
These videos were filmed in a government ministry.
No way. Seriously, where?
Equatorial Guinea. It's a
Yeah.
small country, a republic in Central Africa.
Duh.
And that's what we are diving deep into today.
Sounds juicy.
Oh, it is. We are going to try to figure out who the key players are, and what could happen because of this whole thing.
Right. Like, what are the consequences?
Exactly. And, what does this whole mess say about their politics over there?
It's giving me House of Cards vibes already. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
So at the center of it all, we have this guy,
Okay.
Baltazar Ebang Engonga. And get this, he was the director of their National Financial Investigation Agency.
Hold on. The director of the what?
Yeah, the National Financial Investigation Agency. Basically, he is the financial watchdog.
So, like, the guy who's supposed to make sure everything's above board.
Exactly. He's supposed to be squeaky clean, making sure no one's doing anything shady with the money.
And he's the one caught up in a sex tape scandal. You can't make this stuff up.
The irony is incredible, right?
It really makes you think, like, what's going on over there?
Right. So this guy, Engonga, apparently over 400 explicit videos were found, filmed in the finance ministry offices.
What? In the ministry?
In the ministry. And it gets even juicier.
How?
These videos allegedly show him with multiple partners.
Multiple. Oh, boy.
And to make things even more complicated, some of these partners were spouses of, wait for it, high-ranking government officials.
Oh, my God. So this is way bigger than just a sex scandal.
Right. It makes you wonder about blackmail, power plays, all that.
Exactly. It's like a political thriller in real life.
So, as you can imagine, the public was outraged, rightfully so. People were demanding someone be held accountable.
Makes sense.
And the vice president, Teodoro Ningem Obiang Mange, he actually reacted pretty quickly. Announced a zero-tolerance policy, suspended everyone involved.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. And Engonga was arrested, which honestly was probably the least surprising part of this whole ordeal.
Yeah, I can see that.
But there's this other thing. There was mention of potential public health risks, too, which makes the whole situation even more concerning.
Public health risks? What do you mean?
The details are a bit murky, but it definitely adds another layer of worry to this whole mess.
Definitely.
Now, it's interesting how the government is really pushing this whole code of conduct and public ethics law.
Yeah, it's almost as if they're trying to, like, distance themselves from the scandal. Project this image of being all about integrity.
Yeah, you're right. It kind of feels like a PR move, trying to control how the story unfolds.
Like damage control.
Exactly. But the real question is, are their actions going to back up their words? That's what we need to see.
Actions speak louder than words, right?
Now, there's another Engonga we need to talk about. This one isn't involved in the scandal, but it's important to mention him because, well, connection.
Okay, I'm listening.
This is Baltazar Engonga Edjo, and he's the president of, get ready for it, the Economic and Monetary Community of Central Africa, or CEMAC.
CEMAC, that rings a bell.
Yeah, CEMAC is a big deal. It plays a crucial role in the region's economic stability. Shared currency, cross-border trade, all that.
So if this scandal were to, like, shake confidence in Equatorial Guinea, it could have ripple effects across the entire CEMAC region.
Exactly. And that's something no one wants. Okay, so let's get down to the nitty-gritty. What are the potential consequences of this whole scandal?
Well, first off, public trust in the government. It's already fragile, right? This is definitely going to make things worse. And then internationally, people are going to start raising eyebrows about corruption and instability over there.
So less foreign aid, difficulty getting loans, maybe even sanctions.
All very real possibilities.
Yeah.
And investors. They're not going to be lining up to do business in a country with this kind of baggage.
So their economic future is looking pretty shaky right now.
You could say that.
Now, the big question. Is this just a one-off incident? Or is it a sign of something much deeper, like a systemic issue within the government?
Well, that's for the investigators to figure out, but this definitely raises red flags. It makes you wonder what checks and balances, if any, are in place to prevent this kind of thing from happening.
So it might not just be about Engonga in those videos.
Right. It might be a whole culture of turning a blind eye, a system that allows this kind of abuse of power to flourish.
That's a scary thought.
It is.
Yeah.
Because if that's the case, then simply removing Engonga from the equation won't be enough. They'll need to overhaul the whole system.
Wow, you've given us a lot to think about. This scandal, it started with some salacious details, but now we're talking about corruption, international relations, the whole shebang.
It's like a domino effect.
Exactly. So before we wrap up, I want to leave you all with something to ponder.
Hit me.
Imagine you're an advisor to the vice president. What would you recommend he do to restore public trust?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
It is. But finding the right answer, that's crucial for the future of Equatorial Guinea.
This scandal, it's a turning point. The question is, which way will they turn?
Only time will tell.
And that's it for our deep dive today. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
See you later.